Good morning. Right, today I'm going to fit my fuel tank and cut a big hole in the back of the car so that I can attach a filler neck, because I'm currently waiting on my final part for my steering linkage. So hopefully that will arrive today and I'll get on with that tomorrow. But for today, fuel tank. But before I get started, I have a quick message for Alan at Hook's Hot Rods. I asked him if he had a dash for his new project, and he doesn't, so here's what you can have if you want it, Alan. So this is the dash that I did have in my rat rod. I think it's actually out of a 32 Chevy truck. And as you can see, I've hacked it up a little bit. But it's still got this nice design along here, and it's got this nice design here. Doesn't come with all the gauges because I need the gauges, but if you want it, it's yours. Still get the big brackets at the sides. They're both intact. I don't know what the previous owner had in mind for these little squares, but I've seen your metal work. I'm sure you can fix it up. So let me know if that'll suit, and I'll bring it down to you. It'd be nice to get out of the house for an hour or two. So let's have a look at all my lovely parts. One aluminium tank that I got from Alan at Hook's Hot Rods. I cleaned this a couple of days ago and it's been drying in the sun, so that should be good to go. It's got really weird shaped holes. So I've got a big pile of tubes, pipes, filler necks. I bought a little basic sender unit and gauge kit, so that matches that, so we shouldn't have any problem there, but I will test that before I install it all. I've got this that I bought mistakenly thinking it would be perfect, and it's just not perfect at all. Brand new. I'll keep that in the box in case I need it in the future, or in case I can sell it on, because it was quite expensive. It was like $80. That was a big waste of money. But as I say, hopefully I can either use it in the future or sell it. Right, let me show you the back of the car and how this is going to work. So the tank will sit in this cradle. I still need to make a clamp for the top, kind of like a battery clamp, just to hold it down in case the car turns upside down for some weird reason. That is my main feed pipe. That plugs into the pickup. The actual filler is going to be about here. Therefore, I can either just put a sort of L-bend hose towards that way, make a new hole, or I have to make some sort of routing from here all the way along and out here. I just don't think it's worth the hassle. I think I'll just make a new hole here and just have a pipe going along and then straight into the tank. It's not a show car, remember. If I decide at a future time to turn it into a show car, then I can patch up any holes that I make, but for the moment I just want it functional and working. First thing I want to do is make sure this little sender works. So that sits in your tank, your float gets attached to that, goes up and down, sends a signal through the top. So as I say, I'm going to wire this up. It's quite simple. You get a signal wire coming out the top. It would get earthed to the tank, or to the frame, whatever. But you basically you would screw an earth wire onto that, so it's positive, negative, right? So let me wire this up. Right, so we're all wired up, just need to add positive, negative. So, where's my positive? There. And the negative. Where is it? Black one. Here we go. Right, what do we have? Okay, so your sender unit will sit there. Oh, lovely. Okay, so you notice it's not reading quite full when it's at full reach. So I need to remember that. I don't think this is adjustable. Yeah, I don't think you can fine tune it. So I need to remember that I think it's more important to register that that's empty rather than... No, it's okay. That's fine, that'll do. Right, so now I can fit that in the tank. Right, let's install the sender into the tank, shall we? I might use this as the earth. I can't think another reason for it. Yeah, probably use that. Just I need to. It's got a small hole in it, but I don't know if that's. Let's see. Yeah, just drill that hole a little bit bigger, and that'll be my earth for both the tank and the sender unit. Yeah, that'll work. Should probably do that first. Yeah. Maybe an idea to cover the hole after I cleaned the whole tank, eh? So I need to determine the height. As you can see, it's about 2 inches too long. So let's see if we can do something with this. It's just Phillips screws. Oh, of course it doesn't line up. Wonderful. Let's see if it's going to work though. Yeah, that'll be okay. So what we'll do is I'll just trim a tiny little bit off the top of that. Yes, I had a near finger loss moment there. Where were we? Oh yeah, so this will attach to there now. Lovely. Okay, so that's going to sit about there. I've got plenty of movement. Goes all the way down. Now what I can do, obviously this goes through that little hole. Once I loosen that little grub screw. So obviously you don't need to use the full length of this. Just cut to size. Obviously you can't anyway, because it goes right into the mechanism. So I can cut this to length, and then if it's still sitting too high, I can actually just bend this up a bit like that. And I can do that once I've actually got fuel in it, just to test it to make sure I know it's empty. Knowing empty is more important than knowing it's full, let's face it. Right, let me finish this off. So I had to cut that float really short. I guess it's designed for a tank that height. So it was trying to come away up to here with that length of float bar. So it's like that size, so that it just does that. Anyway, hopefully it'll work. As I say, I can still adjust it by taking this out once it's in the car and I've got fuel in it. Just to fine tune it. Should be fine. Right, let's go and throw this in the car and see about this piping. Okay, so this is easy enough. That goes in there, still to add a clip to that. So I'm basically connecting the filler straight out there, hopefully. And then the breather pipe. And then obviously it's still to get a floor to go along there. Right, let us see what we've got filler pipe wise. Here's what I've decided on. This is the only section of curved pipe that's going to fit the top of the tank. It's actually really hard to get the right size pipe. Anyway, so it will attach to this, which has got a built-in breather, which is nice. However, this is no use. So I'm going to cut it at this section where it's the same thickness as that. So that will fit on there. Head down to the tank, simple as that. Then I have to figure out how I'm going to attach it to the car. I'm going to cut a big hole. This section will stick through the hole, that will get bolted onto the trunk area. And yes, it means you're going to see the exposed bolts. These ones are actually going to be too short. If you imagine that this is the metal of the trunk, it means that the cap's going to be sticking out that far. So I'm going to get some spacers about that long, so that it's only sticking out maybe 1/4 inch, 3/8, something like that. Okay, and then eventually I'll get a nice chrome cap just to make it look a bit nicer, but it'll work for now. So let me chop that, match it all up to the car, drill a big hole. So this is what I've ended up with. So I'm going to take this rubber gasket off and use that as a template for all the holes. Work out roughly where the holes to go. Drill lots of holes. I'm going to take the tank out first though. I don't want to get it covered in shrapnel. Let me show you where we're at. Now if you saw on the fast forward there, this was sticking up about 1 inch. So I just added some spacers on the underside of these bolts, which brought it down nicely. So all I need now is a nice chrome cap, or even just one that doesn't look ugly with writing all over it. Even just in fact, I think Ted sent me a plain black one. I'll dig that one out and see. That'll be better than that for the moment. On the inside, hose lines up nicely. This vent hose I've got is just a bit on the tight side, doesn't quite go on there, so I need to get a little bit of breather pipe, and then we're all plumbed in. Still to make a bracket over the top, no biggie there, just a couple of thin metal straps to hold that down in case I turn upside down, which I don't intend to do, but you never know. Okay, I found that other cap Ted sent. It's got a key and everything, but it's still got writing, and it doesn't actually fit, which is a shame. So that goes back in the box. Right, my missing part still not arrived. No sign of the UPS guy or girl. So fingers crossed that'll arrive today and we can get stuck into the steering tomorrow. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, thanks for tagging along. I appreciate everyone joining in and helping me and leaving a comment. So please subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.